We're here. We're in the house. We're in the house. I need a toothpick. I need a damn toothpick. I just had some damn lemon pepper wings from Wingstop. Get the toothpick. So how is everybody doing right here live on the Tariq Elite Ustream show, family? How is everybody doing? We're here and we're ready to rock out with the cock out. You feel me? I got the Schoolhouse Rock shirt. How many of y'all remember this from back in the day? That Schoolhouse Rock. How many of y'all remember that? Oh, man. We are here. And let me see. We got a lot of folks up in the chat room. We're coming in the room heavy. The room is piling up as we see. Waiting on the room to get full. A lot of folks are calling in already. We're going to get this thing popping. For those who don't know, the phone number is 818-850-5404. I have you call in late. I'm not going to take calls right now. I'll take them in a few minutes. Just want to see what's going on with the room and see how everybody's doing. Oh, yeah. Y'all remember that Schoolhouse Rock? Schoolhouse Rock was the business back in the day. Man, that's how we learned how to get our English correct. That's how we learned how to get our words and everything in order. Yeah, that Schoolhouse Rock was not a joke. And it had some swag to it. It had swag to it, so that's why we rock with it. I remember they had one black one that was Verb. How many of y'all remember that? They had one called Verb. I used to watch them joints on Saturday every morning. Hold on, let me... How many of y'all remember that?
Conjunction, junction.
How many of y'all remember that?
Function.
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction. How's that function?
I got 3 favorite cards that get most
What y'all
of
know
my
about
job
that?
done.
Conjunction, junction.
What y'all know about that?
Function.
I got and, but, and, or. They'll get
Boy,
you
that was
pretty
the
far.
joint right there, man.
And that's an
That was the joint right there. How many of y'all remember this one? Hold on.
Whew, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol.
How many of y'all remember that one? Hold on.
Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just
The bill,
Yes, I'm
only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital.
Oh, that was the
city.
joint. That brings me back. But this was the OG one right here, man. You got to be a G to remember this one right here.
I get my thing in action.
That's Verb. That's the black one. They had a black kid in that one.
I put my heart in action.
Oh, that was the joint right there. So we taking a trip down memory lane. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was the joint back then. That's when cats had to get up on Saturday to watch cartoons. That's when dudes had to get up on Saturday to watch cartoons back in the day. That was back in the 70s and 80s. That was back in the 70s and 80s. Back in the day. We had to get up and we watched that, and then we turn on the other cartoon channels and bump this on their ass. What's that from? How many of y'all remember the Smurfs? The OG Smurfs. Not that CGI. We had the OG Smurfs. Those were the jams. Where are my old school people? We got to get up to the old school people. We got to give it up to the old school people today. Now, if you're really an OG with it, y'all remember this. If you're OG, hey, who's that?
It's
Fat Albert.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you.
You gotta be OG to know this one.
You'll have some fun now with me on the game.
He said I watched this first of the one too.
Learning from each other. Why we do our
Hey,
thing?
Oh, Fat Albert was the joint, man. Nigga, y'all remember Fat Albert was deep. Y'all remember on Fat Albert, where my old school people? Because some of these Saturday morning cartoons would get kind of heavy. There was an episode of, and this is a Saturday morning cartoon. Fat Albert, do y'all remember the episode of Fat Albert where Fat Albert was selling drugs for somebody? There was an episode where this is a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm old. Yes, I am. Nigga, you old. Yes. Nigga, there was an episode of Fat Albert where Fat Albert was selling dope. Y'all remember that? Am I lying? Fat Albert was slanging them things. Somebody. Oh, man. Man, this is a Saturday morning. This is those cartoons were gangster back in the day. This is a Saturday morning cartoon, and somebody talked Fat Albert into selling some dope. Because he was a big, fat, dumb motherfucker. Fat Albert didn't know shit. He supposed to be from the hood, but Fat Albert didn't have no street smarts. Oh, man, Rudy was a player. They had Rudy. Everybody's favorite character was Rudy because Rudy was mackish as hell. Rudy would walk like a player. He was OG with it. But I'm going to get on that. Knight the Honor. I answer that in 1 second. I'll get on that in a second. But Fat Albert was selling dope. Somebody talked him into delivering packages. And he didn't know what the packages were. I'm going to look that episode up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on, Fat Albert. Selling drugs. I'm going to look that episode up. But I remember that as a kid. Fat Albert was slanging them damn bricks. Somebody talked Fat Albert into slanging them things. I'm like, Fat Albert is a dumb motherfucker. It's called Busted. Hold on, Fat Albert. Let me see. Fat Albert Busted. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Fat Albert Busted. Oh, they got one where Fat Albert was in jail. Line original subject cartoon. Where's the one where he was slanging them things? I gotta look it up. Busted. Backwards Busted. Hold on. Okay, let me see if this is the one. Oh, this is some other shit. Okay, I gotta find that one where he was selling them things. All right. But we in here, everybody. We are in here. We are in here. And don't forget, man, this next Saturday, I will be in Chicago. Next Saturday, family. Next Saturday, I will be in Chicago. We're doing a lecture. Be chopping up game at the Black Women's Expo. So you guys be sure to join me in Chicago next Saturday afternoon. I think I go on at like 5, and we're going to have our booth selling the DVDs and shirts and all that. So you can come get some Tariq Elite gear. There's going to be a lot of vendors in the venue at the Black Women's Expo at the, what is the address? Let me find the address for everybody real quickly. It's going to be fun. What's the weather like in Chicago right now? What is the weather like out there? It's going to be at the, what's the name of the venue? At the McCormick, what's that name? What's the name of the venue? Hold on, what's the name of the venue? at McCormick Place. I think it's at McCormick Place. It's like a big hotel. I think it's downtown Chicago. McCormick Place. I think that's the name of it. McCormick Place. And let me see. Let me let y'all know some of the people that's going to be there. It's going to be Dr. Sherry Blake on Saturday. She's on a lot of those Atlanta shows where she's giving marital advice. Real thorough sister. Wonderful sister. Keisha Knight Pulliam from The Cosby Show. Speaking of Fat Albert. She's going to be there. Little Mo is performing from R&B Divas. A lot of folks. Bill Duke, great film director. Bill Duke is going to be there doing his thing. So Saturday is going to be action-packed. Real good stuff on Saturday. Let me give you guys the link so you guys can join us. What's up, Ola? Shout out to Ola. My man Ola's in the house. Can y'all see that link? Make sure that I allow links. Can you guys see that link? Where's Uncut? Let me see. Ola's in the house. Uncut, are you in here? That's the address, right, Ola? It's McCormick Place, 2301 South Chicago, Illinois. South something. Hold on. I'm allowing links. Hold on. Okay, South Martin Luther King Drive, Chicago. So here's the link so you guys can get tickets. You can get tickets for the whole weekend or you can get tickets for Saturday when I'm going to be on. And we're going to have a ball up there, man. We're going to have a ball in Chicago. We're going to probably go out again. Will y'all please, what my Chicago people, can y'all please direct us to a nice club spot and no crime-ridden place. Oh, Chicago got some dimes, man. Beautiful sisters in Chicago. You going to be there? That's what's up. You got your ticket? I would love to come to Detroit, man. I would love to come to Detroit and do a lecture, man. Let's get talk to the promoters and let's make it happen. Yeah, so no Sawtooth. Any club, please don't tell me about no damn Sawtooth. Any clubs that's like Sawtooth. The Shrine on Saturday, Logic the King. How's the Shrine? Yes, Keisha Knight Pulliam looks very good. She's beautiful. Yes, it does, Brian. So y'all need to be in the place. That's the link right there, everybody. Get your tickets to join us this Saturday. We're going to have a ball in Chicago. And let me thank everybody before we get really, really into some ism. Let me thank everybody who helped make Hidden Colors 4, the Kickstarter campaign, a great success. We reached our goal. Let me thank all of you, because most of the people here are the main ones who supported the Kickstarter campaign. So let me thank all of you, the family here, who join me every week on Ustream. I'd like to thank you, first of all, and thank everybody else who contributed. Our goal, we finished with $135,000. That's amazing. Black is truly back, family. Black is back. Black is definitely back. So, we're going to make Hidden Colors 4 really pop off. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. We're going to do a lot of reenactment scenes. There's a lot of fly stuff that we want to do with Hidden Colors 4. So, again, I'd like to thank everybody who got involved. Excuse me. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters in London. Last week, again, I had a ball in London. We had a ball out there. Everybody's still talking about my lecture that I had out there. People absolutely loved it. People are still talking about it. They came back so empowered from coming to that lecture, and I thank everybody for coming out. Shout out to brothers and sisters over at Back to Black Empire. Shout out to my man Molly and his queen, Angie. Yes, indeed. So we're going to really make that pop off. Well, Bobby Hemmett is kind of out for a minute. Bobby Hemmett had a stroke, so Bobby's not really, doing his thing. You dig? And speaking of people in the knowledge community. Shout out and rest in peace for brother Dr. Ben Yosef Ben Yakinen. Shout out to Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben has joined the ancestors. You know, we talk a lot about brother Dr. Ben. So Dr. Ben passed last week. So, you know, rest in power to the elder Dr. Ben. And with Hidden Colors 4, I really want to use his energy and take it to the next level. Rip to that, RIP to that brother. I want to take Dr. Ben's energy and implement that energy all through Hidden Colors 4, because we're going to talk a lot about Africa in Hidden Colors 4. We're going to really get into Africa, the past, present, and the future. We're going to get into that real heavy. So that's going to be a real good treat. And Dr. Ben, this brother dedicated, 60 years of his life, probably more. This brother, Dr. Ben, was one of the OG people talking about Africa and the truth about Africa. He's been doing it. So I really wish that we take care of our elders a little better. I really don't like the way, I don't like to see our elders go out in nursing homes not being on top of their game like they should, or just not being taken care of like they should. And this is why I was so critical of the so-called conscious community. This is why, and I still am. That's why I've been so critical of the so-called, and I'm talking about some of these new people, the older people who are really the conscious community. They looked out for the brother for the most part. But a lot of these new folks out here who's slanging and bootlegging all of his shit, I just don't like the way that went down. I don't like it at all. All these Hotep and niggas, I don't like it. They slanging his bootleg DVDs left and right, but my man was in a nursing home struggling. He didn't have the medical care that he needed for a minute. For those who don't know, I sent money out there to pay for a lot of the medical bills myself personally. And I've said this before, not saying it to brag, but I just say some of these Kundalini energy ass niggas out here who's always hollering about Mac and this, Mac and that. Well, the Mac and helped one of the elders who wasn't getting help from all the Kundalini niggas. You dig? So that's why I kind of get in. I'm not going there tonight. I'm not going there tonight. But that's one of the reasons why I've been very critical of some of these triple darkness Egyptian musk niggas. You dig? There's a lot of talking, but it's not a lot of doing. And I'm in the doing business. I'm not about all this talking and running mouths. I'm all about getting stuff done. But like I said, man, in Hidden Colors 4, we're going to talk a lot about Africa. Pretty soon, in the next few weeks, I will probably go over to Gambia. I've been hearing, when I was in Britain, I heard so much stuff. These brothers were hyping me up on Gambia so much. So I got to go over there and see what's going on. I got to go over there and visit. So I want to go over to Gambia pretty soon and do some filming and just chopping it up and talking and vibing with the brothers and sisters over there. Because again, we're going to have to start connecting with each other internationally. I've made a lot of great contacts with brothers and sisters over in Europe. And I want to go back and forth there. I want to do more lectures there. Oh yeah, the Gambian president, man, that brother's a G for real, man. I got so much respect for that brother. I've seen some interviews with him, and he's a G. He's a G with it, brother. So yeah, it's time for us to really start reaching out on a global level. And I'm just going to have to start showing by example, because I've been to Africa a few times, but I really want to go and just really vibe and just reach out, just like we went over to Europe, been reaching out to brothers and sisters there. I'm probably going back to Amsterdam sometime this year. They want to have me back. I had 3 sold out lectures over there. So we're going to start having to reach out globally with brothers and sisters. Oh, look, all that old Ebola bullshit, dude, that shit don't scare me. I think a lot of that is propaganda. You dig? That's another thing. They start throwing that Ebola stuff out there to scare us from going to the motherland. All right, let's just be very clear. They keep throwing all that Ebola shit out there, and basically that's to scare you from going to some of these African countries. Now, there is Ebola in some places, but according to the Western media, the minute you get off the plane, you're going to fall out from Ebola if you go to Africa, and that's just not the case. So we're going to have to start reaching out, and I'm going to have to start showing by example. You dig? And like I said on Instagram earlier, is it me or is there like a Coonathon going on? There's been a lot. I'll get on Alex Jones in a minute. Don't worry. Is there like a Coonathon going on, man? I've been seeing a lot of celebrities have been doing some extra super duper cooning. A lot of celebrities, black celebrities, they've jumped off the coon train and just hopped in the coon plane. It's really like a coonathon with black entertainers just saying some real bum ass kissing. No, I won't even call names. But let me say this. Let me play the devil's advocate. Let me play the devil's advocate here. Because, we can beat up on some people. And that's what I don't want to do. I know some people were talking about Terrence Howard was saying some stuff. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Let me explain. Not that I'm condoning any of these people making these comments. My thing is, these entertainers, like the Pharrells and the Commons and Ludacris said some things, and Terrence Howard said some things, and who else? Raven Simone. And you got to understand this. In Hollywood, the publicists and the studio people and producers and execs, they make you, for the most part, they make a lot of these people say some of this stuff that can be considered coonish. They make you say certain things. And I say make in quotations because what they do, they'll dangle kind of your career over your head. They'll say, well, we need you to go out and say this. Because it's just too much of these coon comments all at once. And notice these are the people who get airtime on American television or in the American press. These are the people who get all the airtime as long as they're saying something kind of coonish. And they'll get somebody who's not really known like that and then give them a little shine. What was the dude, ASAP Ferg? He said some real coon shit. He said, and shout out to ASAP Ferg, brother, don't let him use you, brother. He was like, racism don't exist. That was a whole bunch of generations ago. It was. I think this was in Complex Magazine or something like that. But he was like, ASAP Ferg is the rapper. He's down with the ASAP Mob, ASAP Rocky and all those dudes. And my man said something about, well, racism don't exist no more because of the internet and we date white girls. It was like, oh God. Because we can date interracially, racism don't exist. I'm like, oh man. Wow. Dude, the white supremacists know how to trick niggas. The white supremacists know how to trick niggas. They got you thinking just because you can have sex with people in the dominant society, racism doesn't exist, and nothing can be further from the truth. That's a trick. Elijah Muhammad told people about that trick. He told people about that in the 1950s. Elijah Muhammad said they're going to start the white folks, the white man, as he said, they're going to start giving you their women. That's going to be their last trick. Shout out to Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez kept it 100. I haven't heard Kendrick Lamar's whole album. I haven't heard it all yet. That's that coon air. That's funny. But let me say this. But like I said, we're in the room heavy. Shout out to everybody in the room. Follow me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed. But in Hollywood, you got to understand, a lot of these entertainers, black entertainers, are told to say this stuff. And they will dangle their career over their heads, basically. They basically, in so many words, say, okay, say this. And if you don't say it, you might not get that movie role. We're going to need you to have to play the game, Common. We're going to have to get you to play the game, Raven Simone. See, that's what happened with Monique. That's why they said that Monique was blacklisted. Why? Because she didn't play the game. You see that? You see that? I'm telling you my proof. Look at the situation with Monique. B3 advocate. Look at the situation with Monique. Monique was so allegedly blacklisted because she didn't play the game. Which is basically coon. Just say a bunch of coon, do what they tell you to do, say a bunch of coonish shit. That's playing the game. Playing the game is really supposed to be just acting and just being thorough. See, they use these little code words. Your game is supposed to, hey, I'm in front of a camera, I'm supposed to act and go home. See, black entertainers have to play the game. They don't make the white entertainers play no damn game. They don't make the white entertainers have to talk about any type of social or political thing. They do it if they want to do it. But the black actors always got to play the game. They put the camera on them and make them give a statement about social issues. Shout out to Monique. I love Monique. But that whole play the game thing. See, it's not just about your talent. Black entertainers, they use them. And again, I've done a lot of talk shows. I'm telling you, dude, they will try to make you say certain things. I've had it happen to me. I was on a show called the Jeff Probst Show. Jeff Probst is a good guy. Good dude. He's a nice guy. It is a fun show. We had a great time. And I taped a couple of episodes in one day. Now, the first episode, I went out there, just lit it up. Had the audience eating out the palm of my hand. They had to reel me back a little bit. They don't want brothers out there just really outshining everybody. I had the audience riled up, just dropping that ism. So we did another segment for another show the same day. And in comes the black producer. They always send another black person to do the dirty work. That's another thing. They always send another, if they want a black person, an actor or a comedian to say something, they send another black producer or the black messenger. They send the black person with the message. They always do that. So the black producer comes in my dressing room. And they wanted me to say some real outlandish shit on the air. He's like, hey, Tariq. Yeah, we want you to, the first segment was great. Now, in this segment, we want you to say something along the lines of this. And I can't remember what it was verbatim, but I knew I didn't agree with what they were telling me to say. I can't even remember what it was, but I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I don't want to say that. I don't believe that. I don't want to say that. So me and this brother spent like and he has something in his ear. So I don't know if our conversation was being recorded, but he had like the little PA thing in his ear, and he's sitting up here for like 30 minutes trying to convince me to say some shit that I didn't want to say. I don't know if it was something about relationships or something. Was something. Oh, why the fuck are they trying to get me to say some shit I don't want to say? And we just went back and forth. Okay, you can say something like this because we want the women to say that, and we want you to say this because, and I'm like, they're trying to make me kind of look bad a little bit. Because what they were trying to do, I saw what they were doing. They were going to try, it was the white women I was going to be on there with, so they were going to try to make the white women look thorough and make me kind of look like the asshole. And I let them know, I'm like, whatever you're trying to make me say, brother, I'm going to look like an asshole saying that. I don't want to look like an asshole. And they were like using those terms. Oh, it's just fun. Just play along. That play the game shit. Just play along with it. So to get him out my face, I'm like, yeah, I say whatever. But when I got out there on the air, I just said what I wanted to say. I just wasn't going to say no stupid shit. Exactly. Just like that whole thing with Dave Chappelle. Dave, he talked about that years ago, how they came out with an alternate script about putting him in a dress. And he was like, what? I don't want to get in no dress. A dress? Oh, no, it'll be fun. No, I'm not doing I'm not wearing no dress. That's just corny. Then they came back with another script right away. So they already know. They already had this shit planned. They already had that shit planned. But I'm telling you, those producers, they will try to get you to say shit you do not want to say. They will try to get you to say, I'm telling you from experience, they will try to get you to say and do shit that you don't want to do. They'll sit up and right there on the spot. That's how they get you. They get you on the spot and then say, okay, when we do this, we're going to need you to say this. Just like I think with a lot of these entertainers, right before they do these interviews, the publicist they get in their ear and say, okay, well, we need you to say something about Ferguson. Just say that, all you got to do is love white people. Just say that. Oh, nigga, with Jenny Jones, when I did the Jenny Jones show, I talked about that in one of my lectures. When I did the Jenny Jones show, they wanted me to put on like a pimp hat and all this shit because that's when I was promoting the Art of Mac, and they wanted me to go into full coon mode. They were like, okay, so we want you to go up there with do you have a hat? You got a pimp hat? Great. I was like, yeah, I got all that shit. So I want you to go up there and say this, and they wanted me to say a bunch of stupid shit. And I went out there and I just started kicking ism. Boy, my book sold out of the bookstores the next day. Because Jenny Jones is known. Jenny Jones had to actually go to court for that ambush shit she would do. Jenny Jones would do that ambush shit. She would tell people they're going to be on the show for one reason, and then when they get on stage, they get ambushed, and it's something else. And what happened with the Jenny Jones show, somebody got killed behind that. Somebody got killed behind that. Some dude went on the show because he thought it was a girl who was going to like him or whatever. Then was some gay dude who liked him. Then he went and killed the gay dude. So Jenny Jones had to go to court. It was a whole big scandal back in the day. So Jenny was known for that ambush shit. So they tried to pull that on me, and I flipped it on their ass. Oh, yeah, she definitely manipulated the guests all the time. Yeah, real life. And the show I was on, Rude Jude was on there. I remember that. Rude Jude was on the show. It was a guy named, a DJ out of Chicago. I think his name was Tornado, something like that. But yeah, that's the thing. Oh, hell no. I didn't wear no. They wanted me to wear some stereotypical pimp clothes. I remember that I was about to go on stage, and the producer said verbatim, "So, Tariq, where's your pimp hat? You got your pimp hat?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to put it on right before I go on stage." I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. She asked me, did I have my pimp hat? Okay, lady, yeah, I got it. The fuck out of here. I'm gonna have to put it up. I got it. I got that video in my old archive somewhere. I gotta find it. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey Tariq, this is African Hippie from London.
African Hippie. How you doing, family?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I really enjoyed the lecture last Sunday, man. It was great.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed everybody being there, brother. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about because last time when you came down to London last week, while you were down, Rush Limbaugh I think made a comment about Kanye West and racist kids singing the song from the SAE.
Singing racist kids singing songs. What?
On the bus on the plane, I think.
Oh yeah. What did he say?
Yeah, he was like, why is everyone getting outraged that if it was someone like Kanye West who sang that song, it will be a hit.
Oh, they said Rush Limbaugh again. He's a shill. I don't even believe Rush believes all that shit he says, and they just basically regurgitate a lot of the thoughts for the white supremacists. So, with Rush Limbaugh, people like that, you can easily debunk those people because they don't have a problem being made a fool out of. So black folks just got to get a code of conduct because what happens is Rush Limbaugh and those people give the other white supremacists little code words to use. And they know good and well that that organization, they were speaking racist jargon. They were talking about hanging black people and not having a nigger.
Definitely.
So they know exactly what they were doing. So when the white supremacists start talking about, well, rappers use it too, I give them this answer. I say, well, we use another word. We use the word negus, Negus, which means king. It's an African word. That's what we're really saying. The white supremacists just taught us to spell it a different way because English is not our first language. So we're saying king. What are you saying, white supremacists, when you use the N-word? I bring it all back to them. What are they trying to say? So that's how we got to codify things. And the white supremacists, they codify their stuff. They get into code mode and they start sharing codes with each other. So we got to start.
I realize that.
Yes, indeed. So that's what we got to start getting a code of conduct as melanoid people. All right, but thank you for the call, brother.
Thanks, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, and whenever the white supremacists use that whole, well, the black people, you guys say the N-word. No. We're using the word negus or naga, N-A-G-A. Nega means God. Negus means king. I'm going to say it again. I've said this on the show several times. N-A-G-A, Naga, that means God. That's an old ancient word. And negus, N-E-G-U-S, that means king. Got it? Oh, yeah. And another thing, and I talked about this. Shout out to everybody on Melanoid Nation, all my writers. Shout out to Brother Byron, who's the executive editor for melanoidnation.org. We talked about our brother Otis Bird, who was lynched. There was a black man who was found lynched down in Mississippi. This brother was old school lynch. He was found hanging in the tree. If you saw Hidden Colors 3, we talked about how many black people are still being lynched by hanging today. And the police and the official reports are saying that it's suicide. All these people are being hung and they're saying that it's suicide. Now this brother, that wasn't no damn suicide. Ain't nobody gonna go into the woods and climb a tree and hang themselves in the woods. The news at first tried to say it was a damn suicide. Who in the fuck goes into the woods of Mississippi and hang themselves in a tree? Come on now. And let me show you how slick the white supremacists are. Notice whenever black people get killed, they start talking about their criminal record. Whenever innocent black people get killed, just like the young man who got killed up in New York in the stairwell, they start talking about his criminal record. When Eric Garner got killed, they start talking about his criminal record, which had nothing to do with him getting killed that day. Absolutely nothing. This brother who got lynched, they start bringing up his jail record from 30 years ago. What the fuck does that have to do with this brother being found in 2015 in the woods hanging? What does that have to do? They're showing his mugshot. We talked about that on Melanoid Nation. There's several pictures of this man. Why are they showing his mugshot? The black man, Brother Africa, who was shot by the police out here in LA, the homeless black man who was killed. They're talking about a charge he had for 10 years ago. They're showing his mugshot as if that has something to do with him getting killed. So black folks, you got to be very careful now, because this type of propaganda, this is getting into the same thing that went on in Nazi Germany. It's been time for us to get serious. But it's time for us to get codes of conduct. And also, we got to watch it. When they're starting to have a propaganda campaign like this, when black folks are getting killed, they criminalize innocent black people who have been killed. Also, when they start trying to disarm black folks. I've seen some kind of campaign. They had our brother Snoop, shout out to Snoop Dogg, but they had some type of thing where Snoop Dogg was trying to tell people to turn in their guns or what was that? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? There was something about, they had Snoop and some other celebrities talking about their guns don't have, I don't know if it was a gun buyback type of thing. But it was talking about having black folks give up their guns. Cash for guns. Let me look it up real quick. Some of y'all might not be familiar with it. Let me look it up real quick. Some type of thing Snoop was talking about, and they got Snoop Dogg guns. Hold on one second. Let me look this up real quick. Anti-gun violence ad. Unload from gun. Okay, so it's some kind of campaign. Snoop has partnered with some kind of tech guy, Ron Conway. No guns allowed. He's trying to get people to not invest in the gun industry, something like that. Unload from having guns or something like that. No guns allowed because they want to stop gang violence with guns. Let me say this. Outside of Chicago, there is no gang violence like that, not in no high numbers. Outside, even in Chicago, it's down. And I'm not criticizing Snoop. Snoop is doing his thing, so I don't know if Snoop understands the total thing that's going on here. But when they start talking about, well, we want to stop gang violence, and because gang violence is really at an all-time low. People out here ain't banging like that. And again, outside of Chicago, black gang violence is really, really down. So when they're trying to get black folks to give up your guns, that's not a good sign. Because the white supremacists are doubling down on their guns. The white supremacists are doubling down on their guns. And whenever they start trying to get you to disarm or trying to get a certain segment of society